What a schedule. Ohio State's playing Notre Dame and Michigan on the road, same year, and Wisconsin. Goodness gracious.
And Wisconsin after Penn State, Notre Dame.
Yeah, after the emotional games, yeah.
Yeah. Going on the road, yes, after Penn State because it's the Halloween game. Yeah. Speaking of which, the coaches came out with their preseason poll, and we'll remind people that usually about 8 or 9 of them will not finish in the top 25. And the number last year for the AP was actually 13 of 25.
Oh, good Lord. That's crazy.
Yes, you could throw darts better than that. But 13 out of 25 did not finish ranked. The Buckeyes at number 4.
Was Texas A&M one of those?
It, of course, doesn't matter. Yes, they snuck in at 25.
Yeah.
Yes.
No with Miami 6 first-place votes.
So
no Miami. That's too bad. That is a little. I don't know. Is that surprising that they didn't sneak in there? There's every year there's hope for Miami, but I think what has happened is maybe Florida State has taken all of that hope, that ACC Florida hope, and it's just everybody has given it to Florida State now, and they look to be challenging for the ACC and maybe leaving the Hurricanes behind for now.
I have no opinion on the preseason polls.
I know,
which is a lie. I just don't want to get off on a downhill rant.
Was it Georgia, Michigan, Alabama, Ohio State? Was that the top 4?
Yes.
Yeah.
LSU at 5.
Yeah.
What about the Ducks?
Where were the Ducks? I'm guessing 11, 12.
I was going to say, I thought they were in the top dozen or so.
Somewhere around there.
Yep. And Notre Dame right around 10 or 11.
Grossly overrated once again.
That's for you there, Shamrock boy.
No, it's not. It's just a statement of fact. I'm
just kidding.
I'm not directing at anybody.
I'm just kidding, Michael. I'm just kidding.
No, he deserves it.
So between the 3 of you, when you approach, I'm trying to bring us back here. Between the 3 of you, okay, are you, when you're presenting a top 25, that is not some conglomeration like Steve does with all the major polls, but your own top 25, are you making a prediction? Like, are you looking at the schedule and saying, and I'm talking about a preseason top 25, because obviously once they start playing, then people are all over the place in terms of how they evaluate games. But are you making a prediction, or are you basically saying these are the 25 best teams in the country in order? I don't care what the schedule is.
I hate the prediction aspect of polls. It's a self-fulfilling prophecy. I think you do. Who do I think would win between 1 and 2? That's 1. Who do I think would win between 2 and 3? That's 2. And you do it based on who you think the best team is. Predicting something annoys me because, like I said, it becomes a self-fulfilling prophecy. If you're looking at somebody's schedule, and like Georgia's schedule, yes, based on schedules they should be number 1. Based on talent, they should probably be number 1. But when I'm making predictions for a season, I'll definitely that's when you look at schedules. But ranking and predictions, I think, should be 2 separate things. That's one of my pet peeves.
Yeah, I think it's hard to do because it's a lot of apples and oranges. Like, how does Clemson stack up in a ranking against Penn State? You know, they're like totally disparate. They don't play each other, and it's just kind of difficult, you know, to really grasp which of those teams, which were 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, whatever last year, are going to move into the top 5, and which teams that were in the top 5 are going to move out. I hate to take whatever happened at the end of last year and just say, well, that's our starting point for this year. Here we go, you know, and reprint the final top 25, you know, at the end of the year, because it's never, ever going to be the same from one year to the next. And that's where you have to put some thought process into it and say, this team lost their starting quarterback. This team lost 4 first-round NFL draft picks. This team gained, like Notre Dame, gained a really good quarterback in the transfer portal. This team gained you know, a new coach or, you know, or a new coordinator who's going to take things in a better direction. So to me, I think there's a lot of variables, and I did try on mine to plot some of those out. But then to sit there and stare in the face of the schedule that is just too much, I mean, and not attach a few losses to some of these teams that have these outlandish schedules, then I don't think you're being realistic. So, yeah, it's hard to do. It's not an easy thing to do because there are so many unknowns, obviously, and you know, you're never staying the same. You're either getting better or you're getting worse. And it's very rare that you're, you know, I mean, Georgia was #1 2 years in a row, but typically everybody moved either up or down from the year before to last year, and we'll do the same this year. And it's just, it's way too difficult to try and pinpoint who's going to do what without, I mean, you could study a team all day, you know, take a month and study all the top 30 or 35 teams, and then maybe have an educated guess about it. But it's hard.
I mean, just try imagining you're looking at is Notre Dame better than Marshall? If you're trying to rank these two teams, like, how do you decide that? Is Notre Dame, are they better than Stanford? How do you decide that? You know, how do you even know? Gosh.
It's too bad they don't have a way like they could play, you know, each other, and then you would know.
It's strange how you arbitrarily took Stanford and Marshall. Yeah, of course Notre Dame's better than both of them. They're awful. You know,
they're Notre
one's
Dame.
A group of 5 team and one Stanford. They won 3 games last year.
They're Notre Dame.